We're here at Winton Raceway attending the Hyundai N Fest. And this is a place where customers come and bring their own cars and take them out on the track. So instead of bringing myself, I brought my dear friend Matt along, who's a potential N customer. Is he going to buy an i30N, an i20N, or a Kona? Well, let's hit the track and find out. The Hyundai N Festival is now in its third year and costs an owner $55 to bring their car along for a fang. The track component is run by all-round good guy John Boston and his excellent track school business. A total of 105 customer cars, blended with about 7 press cars, were split into groups and a day went off without a hitch. How's that for good management? It's great to see Hyundai Australia fostering the car community, honouring their warranties and subsidising cheap track time for its friends. That latter point ties in nicely to Matt's predicament. We tested the Hyundai Kona N with a dual clutch first, the i30 hatch with a dual clutch second, the i30 sedan in dual clutch and manual third, and then the i20 hatch last with a manual. So let's get stuck into Matt's predicament. He's an ex-Mazda MX-5 owner who loves motorsport. Since selling his trusty Roadster, he's gone on to raise 2 beautiful kids with his wife Sandra, so family friendliness is a must. He's given the usual forms of hot hatch a go, including the Golf GTI, but he tells me he's looking for something sharper. I think we're in the right place. As Matt was initially taken by the Kona N on-road, we started our track time here. He loved the way it felt and was utterly stunned by its acumen out on track. Personally, I love the Hyundai Kona N too, but you can't feel like it's a little bit top-heavy. Its high centre of gravity means it has a tendency to move around and dance a lot, meaning it's fun, but not necessarily fast. Let's jump into the i20N now to see what we both thought. Right, Matt, we're out here now in the i20N. I've got to say this car is absolutely one of my favourites in the day. How did you feel?
I have to agree.
There's something about the weight, right? It doesn't weigh much. And you notice that on a racetrack. The way it changes direction, it's just more engaging. And the weight's quite low, not like the Kona where the weight's a bit higher, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's way more chuckable. Yes. And the gearbox and the engine as well, it just seem to also have that same quality. It's just got this frenzied, just rascally character.
Yeah, this car's a brat, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a bit bratish, this car. It gets under your skin a bit, it provokes you at lower speeds, and it's much more engaging at lower speeds, which can be great if you're driving. It's coming from a lower base, like someone like you even, mate. Done some motorsport in your past, but a bit rusty, right?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a great car to rekindle out.
Like you can even feel like they're moving around a bit, just a tiny bit of brake at low speed, but it encourages you to explore how the back axle moves, and which is what I like about this car a lot.
Yeah, you can go in too hot and then you can just kind of tidy it up.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It feels like the archetypal hot hatch Peugeot 205 GTI, little, light relatively for its time. It's the quintessential hot hatch in my book. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I have to agree again, Justin.
Our third car of the day is the Hyundai i30N hatch. The example we drove uses a new dual clutch 8-speed auto, which is probably the best pick out on track. Given the pace and ability found in the i20N, it makes sense to concentrate on driving instead of worrying about clutching and managing gears. Instead, with the auto, you can manage your throttle and maybe be a bit brave and lift off for some sideways action. Matt was absolutely smitten with the extra ability found in the i30N and acknowledges its pace, but couldn't get past how good the baby i20N was. Lastly, we get behind the wheel of the latest N product, the i30N Sedan. Matt, tell me about how you feel about this car and how it makes you feel.
The thing about this car is that we drove it as a normal sedan yesterday and it was very, very accomplished, comfortable, did everything it needed to do.
It's got a bit of grand tour in it, doesn't it?
Yes.
You can cover distance, comfort, ease, and all that sort of stuff that comes with those sorts of products. Yeah. But out here it's a different kind of car, definitely.
Now I'm crushing it around the track and I'm actually having a lot of fun doing it.
Absolutely.
It's got a lot of grip. It's got great pull out of the turns. And it's just altogether very engaging, despite looking like a car that you drive to the office.
Yeah, definitely a bit of an executive express. Maybe there's a nice tailored suit, but there's a lot of character underneath. I definitely understand that. When we came here, mate, you were interested in the Kona N. Has your opinion changed?
Yes.
Really?
I think it has.
For what reason?
Just because the other N products are so engaging. The Kona N's very engaging.
Absolutely. I like
Despite
the
being an
suppleness.
SUV.
Yeah, a bit of more stroke and suspension. It's a bit more malleable on the street, I'd say. But out here on the track, it's a different kind of car again, right? These hatchbacks and sedans, they stand out more because they've just got a bit more front end bite,
Yeah.
a bit more composure. So if I have to ask you now, at this point in time, which car you likely would want to buy, what would it be? It can change, the answer can change.
It's a very hard decision.
It's a dynamic question.
But right now, the sedan is proving to be just as much fun on the track as it is just about every other product. It's really, especially when you consider how much room you get this car that's quite happy to go to the shops.
Yes, it's got a great second row, it's got a fantastic boot, it's compliant when you wind the dampers out. As you said, we drove here in this car, we spent 5 hours behind the wheel, Matt and I, and yeah, we thoroughly enjoyed, a bit of rebel strip, we thoroughly enjoyed commuting in it because it was comfortable, quiet. There's all those sorts of things that you expect from like a little mini Grand Tourer, I guess. But
yeah, this
that's
car
all right. is
so impressive. It's amazing how much of the other cars are in here, even though it's also got all these other on-road abilities that make it so useful day to day.
Overall, we had a blast at the Hyundai N Fest, but there could only be one choice. So I thought. Matt actually ordered 2 cars, a Hyundai i20N and a Hyundai Kona N, as he was simply torn on which one to pick between, and it turns out his other daily driver needed a replacement. If that's not a ringing endorsement of the product, I'm not sure what is.